All right, people of YouTube, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, from whatever part of the world you'll be watching from, or whenever you're watching from. Yesterday, something happened, not really a big thing, but my one of my family friend, my cousin to precise, reached out to me and was really lamenting. I'll call it lamenting on how trading because I used to like give him tips on trading. Courses I've bought, I've given him for him free or his family. So he was lamenting really well how trading has been for him, and he was just reminding me of when I started trading. Just the only difference is that I was not really always lamenting that much. I just saw it that nothing good comes easy. It's how my mindset is. I believe nothing good comes easy. All right, so whenever I think I start something, I don't usually expect that I would start seeing the benefit of that thing so early on as that. All right, so yeah, I didn't know whenever I start, even right now, content creation I've started, I'm not really expecting that next year that I'll be very big or I'll start receiving revenue or what making money or having brand deals. I really don't expect that. I don't things take time. All right, I think it takes time. Yeah, there'll be people that will do it within 6 months. There's always going to be those abnormalities. All right, just like how there will always be someone that is as tall as very tall. There's always going to be abnormals in life. Even be people that you see people give birth to 9 children. That's abnormal. It's not normal. All right. People normally give birth to one, somehow two, but three, four, five is not normal. That's why back here in Nigeria, there's a place in Calabar called Calabar. They killed twins because it was not normal. So there always be those abnormalities in life, whereby you see people that are probably, let's say, trading, for example, you see people that are going to do in 6 months. Yes, don't think that they're lying. And people that actually get this trading thing in 6 months. In 6 months, they get it like they are top of their game. I know you get me. They are top of their game in 6 months. They're not lying. Some might be lying, but they're not lying. Some people get 1 year, some people get it in 4 years. There are people that still getting 5 years. Me, when I started getting it, is in, let's say, close to 3 years. Is when I say getting it, is like now you know what you're doing. You now know what you're doing. This is not what this video is going to be about, but I'm just trying to give you, a clue. You know what you're doing. All right, you already know, you have a plan, you have a style, you trade, how you trade, and everything is not making sense for you. When you take loss, you can just see, okay, this I follow my trade, everything just start to make sense to you. That is when you start seeing a little bit of profits. You're not making all those, you're not more losing traders. Sometimes people leave those losing trading and get into get into break even. Me, I have been in that area I was in that break even area for a very long time, whereby you're not losing money to the market. Like you enter a trade and the trade actually goes to your direction, or you would call out a trade that it goes to your direction very well. You're not more losing money. You're not blowing accounts. Like for me, my case was that a profit my account, I'll be going back forth to back forth to back forth. I'll go down in drawdown like up to 4% in drawdown, and I'll bring it back up to profit. Bring it down to 3% drawdown. Bring it for it did 3 times, like exactly 3 times. Come on, that person knows what he's doing. All right. Now my life account, I funded $50. I've brought it to $100. But this one, that's the good thing about life account, that you can always withdraw. But profit, even though you make those profits, you can't withdraw it until you pass the challenges. That's the problem with profirms. That's why I don't like profirms. But this is not about this video. So he was really reminding me about when I started trading. He was talking about how it's hard. The same thing, the losses. We as traders, we go through the same thing. And he was like, I should help him. I was like, help you in how? How do you want me to help you in? Sorry. I was like, how do you want me to help you? Like, I was thinking he was going to monetary. I should give you money or something like that. I was like, no, like what? Like, how can he go through this kind of thing? And I started trying to think. When someone comes for you for advice, I was like, okay. I started trying to talk to him, and I found out what I was really talking to him was very, 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 like, he was really, it is something educative, it's something true. Like, I was not really just bringing out things from my head, though I was bringing out things from my head, but I was really saying something very reasonable, and I decided to listen. It was the voice notes. I decided to listen to those voice notes and what I told him, and I jotted it down. And decided to tell the whole world through the internet or through YouTube. It's something that it's awesome. So, and one of the things I was really telling him, and I pondered upon these things. There were three things I told him. Yes, was it three? I think four. I don't know if I can remember all of them here, but I'll try to just recall. It was just yesterday this happened. The one thing I was really pondering about is trading. The number one thing. Note this down, please. Note this down. The number one thing I was really pondering upon is that trading is more of a mind game. It's more of a mental game. Let me put it like that. It's more of a mental game. All right. It's not about charts mostly. Chat is there, but mostly it's not about chat. In my trading, and when I'm telling this to you guys, I'm telling from my experience. So note this from my experience, all right? Because this is one of the things that's causing a lot of problem in this. I'll get to one of the parts I talked about missing information overload. Because you see this, anyway, let me just leave that for that information overload. I'll say what I want to say in the information overload. So this is part of my experience. In my experience, I found out that whenever I reached a certain level of my trading, none of them always, most times, it was mostly not me having one way I trade that is now okay or was not a good way. It was mostly just a mental change. My mindset was just upgrade, like change to a certain level. I can recall maybe I just figured out a new way of trading is support and resistance, but it was mostly a mindset shift. Yeah, it was mostly a mindset shift. None was most way mindset shift than they were chat, some that had to do with chat. So that tells us that trading is mostly a mental game. It's not about chat. Mostly that's what people used to be posting chat, but it's mostly a mental game. Those fear, those greed, those stubbornness, because sometimes we are actually stubborn. I don't know if you have experienced it, but sometimes your brain knows what to do. Your brain and you actually are not the same thing. I agree with the scientists. Your brain and you are not the same thing. All right, that's why you see pictures, memes of how to show people be like my brain, okay, my heart thinking, let's say about love, relationship, my heart falling in love, then my brain telling me to focus. Your brain, I believe your brain is not you. Your brain actually knows what to do. Your brain knows what to do, but your mind, I think, which is the one that has the emotions and way, or has the emotions, is the one that is actually messing around a lot. Yes, and I'll get to that because I also spoke about that. You see how the number one linked to all other things I told you. I started with the mental game because everything is training is the mental game. So I figured out that your brain is not the same, which is different from you. Your brain knows what to do, but somehow you find yourself doing something you're not supposed to do. You do it, and it's after you've done, you'll not be like, man, I'm supposed to do this thing. I don't like this thing I'm doing. I don't like how I'm behaving like this. But your brain knows what to do. And how I dealt with that was sometimes you just allow do it because there's nothing really holding you. And when I say do it, I mean the disciplines, the fear, the protocols, your system. Sometimes just do it. All right. You say you struggle with waking up maybe 6 a.m. in the morning. It's not really as if something is holding you on the ground, pushing you down. No, don't wake up, or something is tying you up, telling you don't wake up. Just wake up. Man, I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but just wake up. You understand me? So it's mostly a mental game. It's something that has to do with mind. If you can read books and try to fortify your mind, if your mind can be very strong, can be very determined, believe me, trading will be simple for you. Some people are, but funny enough, this is something that doesn't come like that. All right, it's something that develops. All right, don't think that you just wake up and you become like that. All the successful people you see, they all developed and became like that. They developed their mind, they fortified their mind to become what they are or who they are right now. So what you have to know is that it's mostly a mental game, guys. It's mostly a mental game. The fear, the greed, the losing, especially losing, all those things. Try to deal with those things very well. Honestly, if you can deal with, if you can know, understand that it's a mental game and you work more on the mind and yourself than the chat. The chat is the cheapest thing there is. So yeah, that was one of the things I told him, and I began, and then from that same, from the same, what is it called? From the same mental, mental game, and then I told him how same information overload, because I guess this is what I wanted to talk about. The second thing is the information overload, which I said I was going to say later on in the video. Information overload. There's a lot of information, and that's why I was talking about my experience. Everything I'm telling you is my experience. Now, see why there's a lot of information overload, and I explained this to him very well. Number one thing, okay, everybody have different experience in this life. All of us now, we probably, okay, let's say we had admission to a university, but the ways and how we got admission to that university, believe, check everybody. Yes, we all wrote that jam, we all wrote those YA, all those exams. But if you check out the ways, the actual route we followed is totally different. Like me, there's something called JUPEP, alright? I don't know. I don't know. You guys should know about JUPEP, but you go there, you study it for a year, and then you get into the university, you get into the second year. Some people got into direct admission, but we all landed at the same place, which is the university. Probably even the same department, even the same faculty. But the way in which we got into there was different, and because of that difference, we all have different opinions on how to go about the university. There are people that will tell you that the JUPEP thing is the best thing that can happen to you, but me, I'll tell you that JUPEP is the worst thing. That is a scam. Yes, that brings about why you see people say, oh, this is scam, this is not scam. Alright? It boils down to that same, because of the experience in that thing. The experience in that thing will determine how to speak of that thing or how to talk about that thing. For example, I see people say school is scam, school is scam. School is not scam. But person where school don't work for, sorry, let me not use PG. Someone that school doesn't work for will say school is scam. If someone went there, studied 5 years, came out, did his everything, had his certificate, and then he's working around looking for a job and doesn't get any job, which that happens to a lot of people. What do you think you say? And then maybe later on he now got into maybe fraud. Okay, no use fraud. He now got into maybe one skill or the other, started making money from it. What do you think he will talk about school? He will see school as this thing is rubbish. But someone that came out and had a good job and elevated himself and it brought about his success will speak good about school. Same thing with marriages, same thing with every other endeavor or every other thing we engage in as human beings. There are people that will tell you that marrying this person was the blessing of their life, is the best thing that happened to them. That because of this person that they married, their life is so wonderful. At the same time, there's someone that will tell you that this marriage is rubbish. Because of his experience, maybe she experienced or he experienced, like the person was the one that brought about his downfall. He will be like, he will hate you, he will talk bad about marriages. Anybody who's talking bad about marriages has experience with marriage or have a belief about marriage that is bad. So you get me? So when you come to YouTube and you listen to a lot of traders, all of them have their experience. There are people that they try swing trading, they try day trading, and when they started trading scalping, they started making it scalping. What do you think they'll talk? They will say scalping is the best. Me now, because of what I know actually, if you ask me, okay, let me be frank, if you ask me which style of trading is the best, I will tell you swing trading. Do I swing trade? I don't really swing trade, but sometimes I swing trade. I'll tell you swing trading. Alright, I'll sit down and really think what is the best, because there's a certain man, I don't know if it was Mike Douglas, he said that swing trading actually fits every human being because it has the patience in it, because that's actually be patient. It has the patience in it. It doesn't have those emotional roller coaster, scalping and day trading whereby the market is up, just moving helter skelter. It can be very scary. So because of that, there's a lot of information overload. Because people with different experience telling you their different journeys, and you, one person that also will have his own different journey, is trying to absorb those. He's trying to absorb all those things. How hard do you think it's going to be? That's why it's advisable. Let me tell the person, if someone comes to me and say wants to start trading and really serious, I'll just carry that person. Like my cousin. See, forget. But sometimes it used to be people. Sometimes are still going to be stubborn, because me, there are things that they warned me about not to do, and I still did them. Until I did them, I found out that there was no fruit here, or there was nothing to reap here, and then I left it. That's the same thing with God. There are many things that God have told man, see, don't do this thing, don't do this thing, don't do this thing. Man will still do it. And when man does it and find out that, okay, it's true, there's nothing really here, that's when man will not leave it. So sometimes I believe that's why God allows us to do it. Do it and see for yourself. So that sometimes we do it and now before we go deep into the rabbit hole, and then deep, and sometimes we don't find ourselves again. But sometimes God knows that even though He tells you not to do this thing, you will still do it because you want to see for yourself. And that sometimes that is me. In training, I think that they told me not to do. They say don't do this, don't do this. I still do it, and then I found out, and I stopped it. So sometimes, even me, if I'm a mentor one day to somebody, and I've told the person what not to do, if I see the person doing that, okay, but do it. But you do it and say that it doesn't work, then you come back to me and tell me, oh God, see, I've done this thing, and I'll tell you, maybe I might down caution you and I'll tell you, okay, this is the way to do it. So back with what I'm saying. So that is it about the missing. That's the thing about information overload. And that is because everybody has different experience, man. People have different experience in this life. Believe me, that is one of the reasons I don't really always, listen to a lot of people's advice. My mom used to have problems. Say, listen, see, if you listen to a lot of people, you get confused because everybody will be telling different things. All right, all you need to do is know that what I believe right now is that this my life is different from every other person's life, and my journey is different. All right, we might have similar journeys, we might have similar experiences, but it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. All right, it's not going to be the same. So that is why I go my life as an independent person. I try to listen to them to see I grab one or two, but I know that even though that's why your mentor teaches you everything he knows, believe me, your journey will still be different because you and your mentor are different. It's not because of any other thing, not because a lot of people like to blame me that they have one robot, they have one tools they use, or they have one kind. You see, a lot of people always have these conspiracy theories whereby the mentors, they have one strategy, do not show it to you, they hide it from you. No, sometimes they've poured, in fact, most of them have poured out everything they know to you. But it's like you're a different person from they are. Maybe you're much more a risk taker than they even are, or maybe you're much more fearful than they are, or maybe the ones that will tell you to be conservative. Maybe those people, those traders of mentors that will tell you to be conservative, maybe those people are actually conservative by nature. They're conservative by nature. They don't like to take too much crazy risks. That's why you see them, maybe they will not add multiple positions, but you're a risk taker. You want to add multiple positions. So that is it, guys. And this leads to, because of their differences, they have different emotion. And this is number 3 thing I told my cousin, that the emotion is one of the things that make trading hard. The first one I said, the things that make trading hard. 1 is that it's a mental game. 2, there's a lot of information overload for beginners. And 3, emotion. I can't stress about this. Everybody knows emotion is one of it. I talked about how your brain and your heart and mind is not the same thing. Emotion is one of it. Man, yesterday I was in a trade, and man, it's just right. Do you know that now I'm agreeing to what Happy said one time when he said that the difference between the experienced trader and the not a beginner is that they are aware of the emotion, and because of that they do not take action based on it again. But the emotion still comes, but they do not take action on it. They do not mind it anymore. All right, they do not pay attention to it. That is it. Because yesterday now I was in a trade on Audi card, and one very big green candle came up. Boom! Me before, like, I'll fear. I'll be like, and then close the trade. Yesterday, do you know what happened? I was also like, but I didn't close the trade. That is the difference. That is the difference. I still feel that emotion, but I did not allow it. I still say, see, this trade, what big candle doesn't mean the trader has a TP. It's just market doing this thing. And guess what? The market just went back down again. Though I closed in loss, but the level it reached at first, I was in very big loss. And they pulled back to a certain level. Like, no, I don't think this market is actually to go to my market. And I closed down. Right now, the trade actually went against me. I still feel the same emotion I felt like I used to feel a year or a few months ago before I became profitable. But this time around, I didn't take action on it. I didn't take action on it. That's the difference with the experience and beginner. As you still feel that same emotion, but you do not take action on it. That same greed will get him. Should I place? Should I place? Should I increase lot size? Let me increase. You feel it, but yet you will not increase the lot size. That is where the discipline comes in. But a beginner trader will feel it, will increase your lot size, you might make more money, and you will actually now indeed increase the lot size. So emotion. Do not allow someone to make you think that those big traders, these professor traders, they're just one monk like that. I know they just like buy and they buy, boom, and the market just goes up and they see it go, they're like, they don't know. If that emotion is still there, that part in my heart will still wait. Jeffrey happy, the heart will still speeding. Do you know? See, whoever, when you take a risk, whether you like it or not, because you know, okay, no, I think let me not say this one in this video. This one is about risk taking, but I will not be saying it in this video. But just know that nobody likes to lose. Alright, so whenever you lose, you'll not be happy. Even though it's maybe it can depend on money, because I know if I lose $1 or $5, I don't think I'll be sad. Or if I lose, maybe me right now my stage, if I lose $10, yeah, it's gonna move me. Alright, $10 is like, that's quite out. That's like, how much is that? It's like 11,000, 12,000. I'm not really sure. I don't know the price of what the exchange rate is. Like, it's always fluctuating. Alright, now people that, but depending on the account, is actually why I'm saying this $10 because I was trading a $50 account, right? But I've grown it to something more than that. But let's say if I was trading a $100 account, I don't think $10 will be a problem for me. On the other side, so emotion is one of the big game here. Emotion is one of the big things that make trading hard. And now, what is the solution? Do not think that you cannot get rid of emotion. No, try to control it. When it comes, do not take that action it's telling you to take. When you feel increase that lot size, simply don't increase the lot size. There's really nothing holding you, right? Just like I said back in the beginning, nothing really holding you, or there's nothing really carrying your hand to go. It's you that's actually carrying your hand to go and raise the lot size. Just simply don't. If you can put preventive measures, like maybe once you take it, that's why you see people like Alex FXG say something like set and forget. That is his preventive measure, so as not to be panicking when you trade. Because honestly, and I'm adopting that. When you enter a trade, just close the system and go. What I will do is I will set an alarm to a level with my stop loss, so that when the market gets there, because market, I will set it in a way place that if market get there, I will not like market to get to that area. If market get there, then I'll be concerned about that trade. So I'll place my stop there. It's not. I'll place my alarm there. It's not at the my stop loss price. It's at almost my stop loss price. If market get there, then that trade is somehow fishy. That's what I used to do, and I'll close it and I try to go away. Now, do I used to come back sometimes? Sometimes I used to come back and do the trade, but I try always not to. All you need to do is to keep trying. Sometimes you find out that in the next 1 hour, you're not actually open your chart to look at it since you entered the trade. Then suddenly at the time you find out that it's not 2 hours. You're not always looking at your trading in 2 hours. It's next time 4 hours. Right now, I can be 2 hours and I'm not looking at my chart after taking a trade. But before 30 minutes, I'll look at my chart. Then when you reach to 1 hour, you reach to 45 minutes, you reach to 2 hours, and I know one day is going to reach to 4 hours too. Whereby in the next 4 hours since I took a trade, I have not looked at the trade I took since the last 4 hours. That is growth. That is growth. And then the last thing, guys, is that because trading takes time. That is why it is hard. Trading is the number 4 thing. Trading takes time. I hope this is very interesting for you guys. I like to teach, and it's very interesting. Let me tell you, people, teaching is part of my talent. People have asked me, what is your talent? My talent is to teach. And I usually get recommendation like people like, wow, you be a good teacher, But that time I used to rebuke it because I always thought that when it meant say that, it meant I'll be in the classroom, because I don't be in the class with whiteboard and like normal secondary school teacher, primary school teacher. I don't want to be that. But you teach people about money, teach people run buffets. It teaches. Yeah, but I don't know. Sit down. It still teaches. That go to where you see them go to all these talks, TED talk, what thing are doing? That teaching. The last thing is that it takes time. That's why trading is hard. Yeah, that patience to wait for that 1 year, 2 years before you get right, 4 years, 3 years. If you told me, anyway, me, I'm the kind of person that is actually, I'm the kind of person that I have this belief that things take time. That if I start something to do, I should not expect anything in the next 1 year, 2 years. In fact, I used to put it in the next 4 years, I should not expect anything. So when I started trading, I told myself in the next 1 year I'll be good. I will know, because when I started, I didn't know anything about it. When I was saying this to myself, I didn't know anything about charts. Like I said, the next 1 year I'll be good. And next time I was good, I knew everything about charts. The thing that took me 3 years is actually emotion, not charts. It actually has to do with the psychology and everything. That's the thing that took me a long time. And you hear traders say this because it's true. You hear people say that what when they say trading took me 5 years, it's not that the chart to understand took them 5 years. It's that the discipline, the psychology took them 5 years. To understand double top, but those things are simple, very simple. The last thing is because trading is hard. It takes time, sorry. That's why it's hard. It takes time. If it didn't take time, if it was something that would be done quickly or fastly, people will probably be happy with it, or you could know when you're successful. That's why people you see people asking how long does it take? How long they want to know how long? How long will it take? The answer is that it can take any amount of time. Yes, I've seen people on the internet. I've not met them, but I've seen people on the internet that say it took them 5. Some people take them 6 months. Believe those 6 months people are not lying. It's just that it's always good to have abnormalities in whatever game you are. In football, there will always be that guy that have scored, like Ronaldo, that have scored freaking 1,000 goals. There will always be that guy that will score four goals in one match. There will always be those crazy things that people do. People always do crazy things. Sometimes it's luck, sometimes it's grace, sometimes favor. People call it, but always say the same thing. All right. So thank you very much, guys, for staying up to this point. I hope you found this very interesting, and I'd like you to subscribe and like my channel. We are at 89 subscribers right now. It's improving, and I want to get to 100 probably before the end of this year. That's my goal. So thank you very much for staying with these points. Subscribe to Kingsley Idimobi. All I do is I just it's my journey. It's all about my journey through I teach about trading through my experience and my journey. So peace out, guys, and thank you.